Welcome, beautiful souls. I'm grateful and ecstatic to share with you another episode of Boss Talks, where powerful creators come together to uplift the universal consciousness. And today, I have a very special guest with me today, the creator of LonnieSwanks Vegan Edibles, the baker, the divine baker himself. Welcome to the
Yes,
show,
sir.
Mr. Lonnie G.
What's good, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling?
Man, what's good, man? I just want to say, like, I'm grateful, for you to show up, just to share your energy with me, and just to uplift the universal consciousness, man. Like, we need more people that spread love, positivity, and most importantly, following their dreams, following their passion. So I know you
Word.
bake, you trade crypto, you trade forex, you're a poet,
Yep.
you do all kind of different stuff, man. Like it's like just the vast majority, like the vastness of what you do, man. So I'm curious, man, like what really got you started, along this journey, and like, what inspires you to, to stick with it, and to stay on this? Like what got you started?
Man, that's a good question. So, I guess I would start with, I guess, kind of just like explaining just kind of like a bit about just myself and my story. So, you know, in the past couple of years, my life has really changed in a lot of ways. And, for one thing that was a really big impact on me growing up was the fact that I was Jehovah's Witness, right? I don't know if anybody's familiar with, Jehovah's Witness religion.
Okay.
But yeah, I used to be in that for
Oh
like
yeah.
almost my whole life, you know what I'm saying? So back in 2017 was when I really kind of, I guess you could say, I went through my whole spiritual awakening. I started waking up, started questioning things. I went vegan. I changed my diet. I just started learning a lot about, like the mind, universal laws, all these different things. So, that in itself was kind of like a big foundation to like where I'm at right now. That led to me, eventually wanting to become a vegan chef. And then like, last year wanting to start an edible business with one of my good friends. And then like even learning how to trade and, do cryptos and stuff like that, like started last year because I wanted to diversify my income streams. I wanted to get more financially literate, you know what I'm saying? But just that decision in 2017 and then even 2018 when I first moved out my parents' house and I left and I was living on my own, I learned a lot just about myself and just about the world. And it wasn't necessarily always easy, you know what I'm saying? But all those different experiences and scenarios definitely helped me like expand and like kind of become like who I am today.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So you've been vegan for about three. It's like a long spiritual journey. It's like that usually like where it like leads, because it's like what you put into your
Exactly.
body. Like it's go like dictate who you become. Because it's like the lively stuff, like you putting in good stuff, good healthy foods and different things like that, man. So kudos to you for that
Facts.
spiritual journey, man. Like, because a lot of
It's like you just
people.
become more you become more conscious of just like what they say, what you put in your body, your effect on the environment. I just started thinking about those things a lot more compared to like before. Like I'm just like, oh, it's just food. Like, I'm just, I ate whatever
Yeah.
everybody else ate and stuff like that.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, I
and it really
definitely believe
takes like that's the biggest part of the journey. It's like building that awareness and being conscious of what you put inside your body, and like not just like the food, the music, the people, like all the different things that you like allow into your aura. It definitely like affect how you just kind of you know act in day-to-day life. And it's like, and so like with like crypto, like I don't know, like crypto been booming lately. Like I'm like I want to talk a little bit about that, man. And like
man,
like yeah, like Bitcoin
it's
like
crazy.
21,000. Like I'm like, damn, it's time to get it, man. So
It's
like
crazy.
yeah, like how'd you like come across like crypto? Like how long you kind of been involved in like the trading, and like because and I asked this because like financial literacy is key. And I've been reading this book called The Secrets to the Millionaire Mind. I just finished it this morning. And so
Right.
like it's literally like diversifying your portfolio and like actually knowing how money works, and like finding different ways to make this income, business, investing in stocks and crypto and real estate and all kind of different ways. And so like kind of like
Right.
what started like what how did like crypto come across, because it's a skeptical topic and people like really scared of it. Like
Yeah,
which you
because a
shouldn't
lot of
be.
people are really
Yeah.
A lot of people are really on the fence about it, you know. But for me, honestly, it started last year, right? So I'm actually a part of an educational platform called I Am Academy, right? And I Am Academy is what really introduced me because I remember like in high school when Bitcoin was like what 5K.
Yeah.
I remember that, and I never really understood what it meant. I just knew like, okay, it's cryptocurrency. So last year, one of my good friends that I actually run a business with, he was the one that put me onto I Am Academy and learning about trading and stuff. And I was a little skeptical at first. I'm like, okay, I'm not really too familiar with this. You know, what is this about? But I was like, you know what? Let me take a chance. And
Yeah.
like, honestly, that was one of the best decisions I ever made because now it's like I have a whole nother income stream. Like literally being able to make profit from my phone like that.
From your
That
phone.
mentally changes you because I've been
Changes
so
the
conditioned to just work jobs, working in
yeah.
restaurants, you know, working at bakeries, driving for Amazon, you know, stuff like that. That's how I knew how to make money.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really know that I could do it another way. And I don't think a lot of people honestly don't know that either.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of how I got into it. And you know, recently, as we know, it's been booming. Like I currently haven't purchased any Bitcoin yet. I kind of been waiting a little bit, but I definitely have been making some good profits from just like trading it
Yeah, it's
specifically.
kind of too high to just buy right now. It's like other
Exactly.
altcoins and like other things that are like it's like more like affordable that at the
Exactly.
moment. Like I definitely feel you on that.
For
But
sure.
yeah, like trading, like I was in the business for a little minute too. I was in it whenever they called it Our Markets Live. It was
Where
back in like 2017 whenever I was trading. And like that's when I
right.
got introduced to like crypto and like trading and being able to like bring a different stream of income where I don't have to trade my time for money, but now I can
Exactly.
trade my money for more money.
Exactly.
And so like you can put your money into different vehicles and like it's learning a skill,
Right.
like
And once you
learning
have that skill, you could literally take that wherever you want to go.
man.
Whether you're a part of I Am Academy or, you know, whatever, you do it on your own. That's the I think the best thing that I'm realizing, I'm just seeing because a lot of people are asking me different questions now, like, yo, how do I start this? How do I start that? I'm like, it's a skill. You know what I'm saying? Once you learn the skill, then it's like you can literally apply that. It's like cooking. I kind of look at it like cooking. Like once you know how to cook and bake, you can literally go anywhere and do it.
Yeah,
You can literally do pop-up events. You could do personal chef. You could do whatever you want. Work in restaurants, work in
yeah.
bakeries. It's a skill. Once you learn that skill, it'll literally change your life.
Yeah, and it's like it's crazy because you can learn skills that are in alignment with your passions and who you are and what you came on,
Exactly.
you came on this planet to do.
To do.
Like I totally feel you on that. Like I used to work as I was working in engineering for 5 years. And like
Wow.
literally like I graduated from Prairie View, got my chemical engineering degree. I was working for 5 years and then along the way I'm like I can't keep trading my time for like money that I don't like, because it's like where you get your money from, that's the energy you giving yourself. It's like
Right.
if you don't really like what you're
That's true.
doing, like, and you around people you don't really like, it's like you
Right.
become the person that you don't even
Waking up
want to be.
early.
Yeah, like
Right.
I have to wake up at 6 a.m. every single day for a meeting with people that I didn't like for 5 years straight. Literally selling my soul, it felt like. But then
Right.
along my journey, like I started refereeing basketball, and that's like I love basketball. Like I played basketball my whole life, and then like
Right.
I started making good money refereeing. I was like, I can make a career out of something I love.
That's crazy.
I'm like, all right,
I don't even really hear a lot of people that do stuff. I don't think I ever met anybody that referees basketball or
oh,
like referee sports.
oh
I
man,
don't
it's
even hear people talk about that.
bro, it's literally
That's
like if
different.
if you play a sport, that's literally
Right.
the best hustle you can do because first off, you already know the rules, you know what to look for and different
Right.
stuff like that. And then like you around kids, they keep you young, you kind of like you running around. Like I got 2 games today later on after we finish this.
Right.
And so like literally like it's not too many places where you can go and make good amount of money doing what you love to do.
Doing what you like to do.
Like a like a middle school game is like $45 a game. It's like an hour, and then like varsity games like $95 a game. and then you get like 2-3 games in a night. It's like it's crazy.
Right.
It's like, and I just say that as an example. It's like, for you, it's baking and like and trading and writing, and it's like
Cooking.
for me, it's like basketball and writing as well, like and
Right.
really helping people. And it's like you can really make a life, a living and a career or whatever you want to call it of this experience doing what you really want to do.
And I think honestly too, like that's what a lot of people, because I think like especially like for my age range too, like I'm 23. So like, most
Okay.
of my friends, like, they either just graduated in college, they're looking to start jobs and stuff like that. And like I just remember too, like back when I was in high school, like when I graduated, I didn't even want to go to college. But how I even got into culinary was in high school. I used to sell snacks, right? That was like my hustle. I used
Okay,
to sell
you
like
was what to do.
chips.
You was what to
I
do.
always sell
Yeah.
chips, drink, Powerades, Skittles. I used to bake brownies, cookies. I had all type of different flavor brownies, everything, right? And I was like my hustle in high school, and I sell it to my classmates and stuff like that. And that's what really got me into culinary because I'm like, yo, like I really want to learn how to cook. I want to learn how to bake. Like I'm pretty decent at this. So that's what led me to go to a technical college here in Atlanta, and to go to school of culinary arts and to like get my associate's degree. I have one more class so I get my associate's degree.
Yeah.
But long story short, I say all that to say is like I'm glad I actually went that route because I'm learning a skill for something that I actually enjoy doing. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because a lot of my friends, I can tell like they're in school or they went to school for things that they didn't really care about. Now they got to pay off all this debt. Thank God I had scholarships. So I ain't got no debt. But a lot of people they got to go pay this debt off, go get a job that they don't really like. You know what I'm saying? But their parents is pressuring them, oh, you got to go the traditional route. And it's like, I'm not knocking it, but especially like once you start to awaken more and you just become more conscious, you realize like my energy is valuable. My time is valuable. Why am I going to spend so much time working a job that I hate every single day? You know what I'm saying? Why am I going to go to school for something that I don't really care about that much, but I'm
Yeah.
trying to please society and go the traditional path? I think now
Exactly.
people are starting to realize like, yo, I want to do what makes me happy. You know what I'm saying? And let me figure out ways how I can monetize it and do both. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your needs and enjoy it.
Man, that's the biggest facts. And you just literally like went down my street and did the whole food because like that was literally me. I'm 30. And so like I didn't
Right.
already been through it. I didn't
That's
already
crazy.
seen a lot. Like literally going like my brother and my sister are engineers and like and they went to the same we went to the same school and then they went and got their masters. My brother got his masters and then my sister got her PhD and her masters. And like
Right.
I'm 8 years younger than my sister and 10 years younger than my brother. So
Oh,
I
you
ain't
the
really
youngest.
know. Like you sometimes you don't really know what you going to college for or what you on this planet for. You
Exactly.
kind of like you just kind of like listening to the blueprints that came before you, and then like
Right.
along the way, you like, whoa, this ain't working. Like, I don't even like this shit.
Right. I
Like,
don't even like it.
I don't even like this shit. And so, like, I've realized this like back in like 2013. I graduated college in 2014, and like
Right.
I was in my first senior year. My first senior year, I got my degree in 5, and it's crazy because like along the journey, I was like, man, I don't even want to do this. And I tried to I was thinking about changing my major. I had so
Right.
many different questions. I was like, damn, I'm too deep in it. I got to just finish it.
Yeah, you gotta finish it.
I got to finish it. So, like, I finished it, got my degree. And it was only because of my best friends at the time. Like, literally, like, I met my two best friends through basketball. And then we all had the same classes. Like, we all got chemical engineering degrees. So I was like, all right, man, I'm here. I'm going to finish it,
Right.
whatever. And so, like, man, once I actually, like, I knew I didn't want to do it then. And I was on an internship making pretty good money. I was making good money at 22, 23 as an engineer. I was making probably like $50 an hour or so. And it was cool.
Wow.
Yeah, like,
Damn.
yeah, man, it's like that money, it ain't gonna bring you to happiness. It's like how
Mm.
you getting the money go bring you to happiness. And so like along that, like after I graduated, I started working full time for the same company. I knew I did not want to go there, but I ain't had
Right.
no other job. I ain't
You
had
didn't have
this.
no other job. Right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just rock it. I was like, all right, man. And then the crazy part is they make you sign a 2-year contract. So you gotta be there. Or you gotta pay like the signing
Wow.
bonus back, and you gotta
What? Oh, nah. So they really got you trapped in there.
oh bro, it's lit.
Wow. That's crazy.
And so
That's
like
crazy.
literally those 2 years, I worked and worked, and I was like, yeah, I gotta be here, so I'm focused. And then after them 2 years, I was like, I gotta figure a way out. I got to figure out what it is that Jay want to do. I got to figure
Right.
out like something. And so like refereeing was it for me. Like that came across my table, and like my uncle had told me about it. And then I was like, all right, man, I'm gonna give it a shot. See where it could lead me. And then like it's crazy. Like I literally quit my job like out the blue. It was March 9th, 2018. I was like, man, fuck this.
Wow.
Like with debt, like going to school, getting the debt, going to the job, like I did it, I got it all, and like I'm still working my way out of it now.
Right.
It's like it's so many other ways you can do it, and so like along that journey, I was like, man, I'm done with this, and I just quit to just go referee basketball. I ain't know
Wow.
what else I was gonna do, but I'm happy.
You
At
took a
least I
you
got
took a
that.
leap. Right. You took a leap of faith.
Yeah,
You took a leap of faith. That's
and
deep.
it's crazy when you take that leap of faith. Like that's a good point you say, and it's like when you take that leap of faith, man, it's like the universe. It's like a puzzle piece, and they all start to come together. Like I started writing
Facts.
down my thoughts, and I started like interacting with people that had different businesses and different stuff like that. And then like I ended up writing these books. I'm just like, where did this come from? And it's like
You figured out that you was good at something that you ain't even realize. But if you would have stayed at the job, you would have never
I
known.
would have never
That's how I
known.
be. That's how I be.
Would have
That's
never.
literally how it was for me. Like when I decided to lead the Jehovah's Witnesses, because I learned a bunch of stuff about it, and it just didn't sit right no more. I'm like, yo, like this is really not what they trying to make it seem like. And me, like growing up, I was always that kid that just questioned stuff and just like
Yeah.
I'm the type of person I gotta know why. Like if you're telling me something, you expect me to believe it. I'm like, okay, but why though? It has
Yeah.
to make sense. You know what I'm saying? If it don't make no logical sense, I can't rock with it. And like a
Yeah.
lot of things in the religion was just not making sense. There's a lot of shady, crazy stuff going on. Y'all could do your own research on it, but it was a lot of stuff going on in it that didn't sit right. And I'm like, yeah, I can't support this. Keep in mind, I was like, I guess you could say the poster child Jehovah's Witness. I did everything right. I was like the one you wanted to be like. So
Yeah.
for me to do a whole 180, my parents, my friends, family, they like, yo, like, why are you deciding to leave? Like, what are you doing? They make it seem like you're leaving God and this, that, and the third. And I knew for me, like my spirit just knew like, yo, this religion is not for you. Like
Yeah.
you have to leave. And it was hard. The first year when I first moved out, it was rough. I remember staying at Airbnbs. I had to sleep on people's floors, friends of mine. It was hard that year. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know
Yeah.
where I was going to live. Thank God, it all worked out. But that year just really taught me like, in your journey, there's going to be moments when you're going to have to go against the grain and you're going to have to do something different that everybody around you, they may not get it at the moment. You know what I'm saying? They may talk about you. They going to say this, that, and the third, but you truly know, your spirit truly knows what's best for you. And it might not always make sense in the beginning. It was a lot of times in my mind, I was like, yo, like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, this is crazy right now. I can't even believe this is my life. But when you look back, like they say, hindsight is 2020. You know what I'm saying? You look back and it'll make sense how like
Yeah.
every single little dot connected.
It makes
Every
so
single
much.
decision that you made got you to where you at. If I didn't make that choice to leave and move out, I probably would have still been a Jehovah's Witness. I wouldn't have no edible business. I probably wouldn't be trading cryptos. I wouldn't, like, so many different things would have not been happening because I would have literally like stayed in that reality. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel you on that. Like you got to take a leap of faith and like be able to get comfortable with the unknown. Cause I think that's the biggest thing I've had to learn. Like the unknown. It seems scary because you know what I'm
You
saying?
don't know.
You, especially if you're doing something that most people around you is not doing. I'm pretty sure most of your family and peers is like, yo, why are you quitting this job? This is a good paying job.
Mhm.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But you was like, nah, I'm gonna go this route.
Yeah, man. And it's like it's crazy that belief about God is crucial. Like we
Yeah.
had a similar upbringing. Like I wasn't Jehovah's Witness, but I was Baptist. Like I grew up
Word.
like I was in youth meetings, Sunday school, choir rehearsal,
Right. The whole nine.
the whole nine. So it's like, no, I fully understand. I'm the one that you like optically that's who you would think to be like.
Right.
So like, no, I totally get what you're saying, man. Like, and it's like when you like turn your, it's like, and the thing is, you turning your back to really go find God. Like you really doing that, and that leads
Right.
me to like, I mean, you segued into like my favorite question to ask. Like, what is God to you? Like, what is that higher power to you that you've been on this journey? Like, what are your observations about it?
I would definitely say it's such a good question because people ask me this all the time now. So since you left, like, what do you believe in now? You know, I've kind of like, done a decent amount of studying of like, different religions and, different spiritual like practices and beliefs and stuff like that. And so far, I would guess you say my philosophy is like, I just believe that, God or the universe or whatever, it's just like it's like an energy source that's like within everything. You know what I'm saying? It literally runs through nature, through us, like literally it's all connected, you know what I'm saying? So to me, I believe that God is within us. It's not like a person in the sky or like, it's like looking down, like
Yeah,
controlling us. Because when I think back to it, it never used to make sense when people would say stuff like, like when somebody passes away or they'd be like, God needed another angel or something like that. Like, what does that mean? Like stuff like that just didn't make sense to me. So when I started doing my own research and I started reading, even like the Bible in itself, I realized the Bible is very metaphoric. The Bible is like 80% figurative, like
yeah,
20% literal.
it's just a book of stories.
Exactly. So, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, the kingdom of God is within. And I'm like, how come they never teach us that?
Exactly. Jesus
And just
said in
like
Psalms 80.
a bunch of other scriptures too can coincide with that. But like I started thinking for myself and I'm like, yo, like the way they were teaching us is not it, because they make it seem like it's almost like you're a victim. It's like they make everything external. So you don't have no control over your reality or nothing. And it's like that's not the case. Like we were made in God's image. So what does that make us? You know what I'm saying? We literally have the same creative power within us. That whatever, you want to call it, the source, universe, whatever created us, we have that same power.
Yeah.
The fact that we can literally think about something and then we could literally go create it. We could get an idea. Steve Jobs had an idea for the iPhone, and then it was like, all right, we're gonna make an iPhone. It went from a mental, spiritual like thought to like a physical thing.
Yeah.
That's literally what how he was created, right?
Yeah.
It started with the word. You know what I'm saying? So I would guess you would say like that's like my belief on God. Like I don't think it's a person or something outside of us. It's like it's within everybody. Everybody has access to it. It's just we don't know. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Some people call it the Christ consciousness and stuff like that. Like even all these different religions too. I feel like a lot of the religions, of course, they have their own different nuances. But to me, like I just see the similarities in between all of them.
Yeah. They all saying the
Most
same.
religions say just be a good person, treat people with respect, stuff like that. It's at the core, it's the same message. You know what I'm saying? It's just different interpretations of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, not to get like off track, but like that's like basically my like perspective on God.
Man, you right on track. You right on track. Like, and it's like I really love that question. And it's like before I get to that, it's like Jesus said in Psalms 82:6, ye are gods. Ye can do everything that I did plus more. That was all the proof I needed to like, and that was in red writing.
Exactly.
But like I like this question because like just something that I noticed along my journey is that people's belief about God, people treat people how they believe God treats
Mm-hmm.
them, and then they'll treat they'll treat themselves the same way,
That's deep.
and then
Right.
they'll treat other people the same way, whether you think God is jealous, vindictive, loving. It's like no matter the attribute that you give to God, you start to act that out in your life because like you said, like God energy runs through all of us. So it's like the belief in what you have in your mind and your perspective about that energy. If you believe God is something outside of you,
Right.
and like you have to pray to a third party to get to that. It's like you always be trying to,
Right.
you always be trying to run in
Like you're
like a rat
always
race.
chasing something.
You always chasing something.
Right.
It's like something that you can't even get to. But it's like when you know that you and God are one, that you have never been disconnected, and like it's all in the disconnection is all an illusion because it's like that's what it is, And it's like when you realize that, it's like that God is always within you. And then you start treating yourself better. You start eating better. You start thinking better. You start hanging around people that's godlike and divine. And it's like
Exactly.
the stuff you attract into your reality is just totally
It's
different. It's
different.
like that's like the biggest
Hmm.
problem in this world is people's belief about God. Man, then it's like
Mm.
we got so many different religions, and I really like how you touched on that. It's like all of these different religions that like people like use to divide each other. They all say the same thing, whether you like vibe with Jesus words, Krishna, the Buddha, the Dalai Lama.
Right.
All of
Muhammad.
them are
The
all of them are really telling you the same thing. Love
same
yourself.
things.
It's like you and God are one. Like, it's like Jesus said, I and the Father are one. It's like all of these different things, they weren't people here to say, worship me. They're saying
Exactly.
follow the path
Hmm.
that I didn't carved out. Like love people like this. Like go try your best to like turn water into wine metaphorically. Like use your powers, use your gifts that you got already within you to share that with the world. And
Right.
like that's really like I don't know, man. I love
Now
God.
that's a good question because it's one of those questions where like it can get really like touchy for some people because especially religious people, like sometimes I don't even talk about it all the times, but sometimes it needs to be shared because I think that's the problem too. Like people just think in such a like what's the word monolithic way. Like they just think it has to be one way,
One
and I
way.
think that's the beauty of like us as humans on Earth. Like we all have our own different like tastes, styles, creativity,
Yeah.
our own different mentalities. You know what I'm saying? Like there doesn't have to be like one specific, I guess, way of doing things. And I think society has really made us think like you gotta just follow one path. Like it doesn't allow for us to have like diversity and differences and stuff like that. Cause I feel like that's why we was all created differently. You know what I'm saying? We was all supposed to be the same, then we would have all been created the same way.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how
Like
I
it
be
don't.
thinking.
Yeah, it don't have to be one way. It's like you can have both. Like both can be right. Both are right. Both are the truth. Or all
Hmm.
three or all is the truth. And like you say that like I was like in that book I was reading, The Secrets to the Millionaire Mind.
Yeah.
It's like the keys to inner wealth. And so like he talked exactly on that point, and he was saying like rich people don't think it has to be this or that. It can be both. It's like, but who are you going to be? It's like, and then it comes down to who you're going to be to have both. Like you
Mm,
can't like you can't manifest prosperity and abundance running on like old programming. It's like you
right.
conditioned with
I've
this
been learning that.
scripture.
I've been learning that heavy too.
Yeah, it's like
You
when you've
gotta
been
you gotta let
conditioned
go of
with
those
this
old
fear.
beliefs.
Yeah. And so like when you've been
Hmm.
conditioned with something so long and then you want something else, you have to start practicing those different ways of being. You have to start being those different ways. And so that's just kind of something like that really stuck out with me because it's like along this journey, like you manifest in abundance and like it's like we're getting in tune with our like divine self, but it's like we're still running on old programming. Like all the fear that has been absorbed our way and thrown our way with the TV,
Right.
with the news,
The
with the
news.
religion, with
Right.
business, with all kind of different ways. And it's like we still waking up, and it's like the only way, to be able to like have a solid foundation is to rebuild. It's like you start on a new foundation, like, and that's why I like to like question God, like so you can know if what you believe in is true for you, because like is your belief helping you get to where you want to be in life? Do you know where you want to be in life? And it's like I think about it like that because that's the
Mm.
foundation of everything. Because your belief about God is what you're gonna believe about yourself, then what you're gonna believe about people, then what you're gonna believe about money and
It's
getting
like
money.
a compound effect. That makes sense. It's all compounded.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
like they say,
trading.
how you
It's
do
like
like they
trading.
say. Yeah, how you do one thing is how you do everything.
It's how you do
So
everything.
if you always thinking of scarcity, like, oh, there's never enough, or there's never this, then you're gonna treat. Damn, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
and it's kind of like I don't know, like I don't know if this is gonna be relevant, but it's came to my mind. But I think it's like reading charts, like reading like the Bitcoin charts or one of the forex charts. It's like like I'm gonna stick with Bitcoin because I just like that reference and how like it's so volatile,
Up and down. It
so
fluctuates.
volatile. And I think
Right. It
about it
fluctuates
like,
heavy.
yeah, and I think about it like a spiritual journey because it's like initially Bitcoin was worth $0, 0 cents. And
Right.
then along the way, a few people started to get on and went to 25 cent and went back to like 20 cent. It like it did its thing, and then it gets to like 3,000 and 5,000. Then now to this day, it's 41,000 as we speak. And
Right.
it's like, but along the journey, it goes up and then it makes a nasty crash.
Right.
And it's like, what you gonna
Exactly.
do? What you gonna do when
It's not a it's
adversity?
not a linear
Exactly.
path. It's not like a straight line.
And that's how I think about
Exactly.
like following your passions and following what you really want to do. It's like it's not
Hmm.
always gonna be linear, but it's like, shoot, you stay with it long enough. Bitcoin been around since 2008,
Eventually, it's gonna take off.
and it's gonna
Exactly.
take off. And it's like it go from $0 to 41,000 in 12 years.
Right.
And then I just think
And
about
I
like,
think that's one thing I've learned too. Like, just when it comes to like, being successful at something, or, because a lot of people be asking me too, like, just seeing how you like, you go after your passions and like, what you do, like, is really inspirational. And I be trying to tell people like, yo, like, I may make things look good, but like it's a lot of stuff that people don't see behind the
oh,
scenes, like you were
yeah,
saying. What I'm saying? People see Bitcoin for where it's at right now, but they
yeah,
don't see like when it was up and it was down and all that stuff. And
yeah,
it's the same thing with like with like success and stuff. It's like it's not a straight line. Like there's times when it's hard and you want to give up and you don't know what's next and you're mad confused and you're like, I don't know if this is gonna work. People looking at me like I'm crazy. People talking about me. You know what I'm saying? Can you handle that? Can
yeah.
you handle that? You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's one of the biggest things I've learned. And a lot of times that's why a lot of people they have a lot of things that they want to do. I seen this growing up when I was Jehovah's Witness and when I was leaving. A lot of my friends and stuff, they were mad creative, mad talented, but they didn't have the courage to want to like leave the religion and like truly go after what they wanted because they was too caught up in what their peers are gonna think, or what their family gonna think, or like, oh, they're gonna say this about me, or they're gonna say that. Like you gotta be willing to like, kind of go through the mud for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not gonna always be easy in a way, but like you said, if you stick with it long enough, and that's for anything in life, you stick with it long enough, and you be consistent, and you keep believing in yourself, and like the universe got me. Like it's gonna work out in my favor. That's one of my favorite affirmations. Everything is working out in my favor, even when it seems like everything's falling apart, everything's going to trash.
Yeah.
People leaving your life, your friends switching up on you. It happens, but it's almost like I don't even want to say it's a test, but it's almost like it's really seeing like, okay, like are you really down for the count? Are you really about it? Because when you come up, you're gonna be grateful. You're gonna be glad that you stayed with it. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing is, when you start to vibrate higher, when you actually start to take that journey, it's like I don't even think about it as a test no more. I used to think about it like that too. But it's like
Yeah,
the people are removing themselves. Like, and you're removing people. And then it's like you're making
exactly.
room for the light. I had just tweeted this. It's like you're creating room for the light as you go and follow your passions and go against the grain. Like you're not taking the same path that everybody's taking. Like when you're taking the path that everybody's
Right,
taking, everybody be like, oh yeah, like it's all good. Like it's like,
right,
but it's like when you go on a different route, it's like you kind of taking that route by yourself. And then it's like you
right,
got to go and be the person who you need to be, vibrate to the frequency that to love frequency or whatever frequency you strive for to attract those people that you seek. It's like, because it's like that's all we're trying to do is find ourselves here, like on a spiritual level. It's like we souls, and all we want to do is connect with each other.
right,
But it's like we want to connect with people that's like on our wave and like can help us like shine our light and help us get to the next level. And it's like I be thinking about it like that. It's like you were saying, like everybody, like I believe that to the fullest about what you're saying, like about your friends that are the creatives. Like everybody's creative. I believe everybody has a mission, a message, talent. some kind of
Yeah.
creative power within them that they let like fear hold them back from, and it's like fear of what
Yeah.
people might say, fear of
Sometimes it even be fear of like you might be too successful, or fear of like, I feel like that was me sometimes. Fear that you might be so good that you like, I don't even know if I can handle
how to
this.
handle it. Yeah,
That's a real thing too.
that's a real thing
Sometimes it
too.
don't even be so much about other people. It could be an internal thing. Like, I don't know, like, yo, what if I just really am like really great? Could I handle this? People have a fear of like messing something up. Or like, what's it called? I think it's called imposter syndrome or
Yeah, the
something like that.
imposters. Hey man, that whole
Yeah. Like you could be really great at something, but you let that like let you not go after it because you feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm not qualified or maybe I'm not good enough. You probably
damn,
really are qualified for it.
that's real than a motherfucker,
That's real.
bro. Like, it's funny you say that because like I really like because it's like it's crazy. Like I feel that because it's like I know all the stuff that
Yeah.
I've been through, like, and you talking on my shoe right now because like sometimes I think about that, even like, and it's like I just don't let that stop me from like going forward. But like those thoughts cross my mind, like how can you handle $1 billion? How can you handle all of these
Right.
people like looking for your help? How do
Mm-hmm.
you handle yourself? Like that's a real thing right there. And it's like that imposter syndrome, it's only an illusion. It's
Right.
like people handle
It's a
them
mental
like
thing.
you don't even have to think about all of that. It's like we start that's the overthinking whenever that comes in.
Yeah. And that's something that I've dealt with a lot too, to be honest. Like overthinking and just being overly analytical of stuff and like worrying too much. Like, man, what if this doesn't happen the way it is? What about this? Like just thinking too deep into things, which is not, it's like a blessing and a curse. Cause it's like I love that I can go there mentally, but sometimes you be going down the rabbit holes too much and then you start
Yeah.
questioning yourself and you wonder, oh, am I actually good at this? Like for my chef thing, for example, like just building my chef business and like, running this edible business, like I ain't really had that much experience like running a business. I'm like,
Yeah.
sometimes I was like, yo, can I really do this? Like, but then I think too, like, yo, there's people younger than me, people that's probably nowhere near as skilled as I am that's doing this. So like if they can do it, I know I can do this. You know what I'm saying?
Big fact.
Sometimes our own mind can be like our own enemy because we just be thinking too much. And then it'd be funny because then you got people that see your potential and they like, yo, like you inspiring me. And
Yeah,
then you in
yeah,
your
yeah.
mind like overthinking like crazy. And the whole
Bro.
time you got people telling you like, yo, you're actually like good enough. Like you're actually like you could do this. Like you really inspirational. So like that's what I had to realize. Like Kanye said in the interview one time, like people are like limited by their own perception of themselves. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, it's how you think about yourself that holds you back. You could have people on the sidelines cheering you on, like you got it, you got it, you got it. But if you don't really believe it yourself, then it's like it doesn't even matter what
It
anybody
don't
else is
even
saying.
matter. You got to be your biggest cheerleader.
You got to be on biggest fan. Facts.
Yeah, because it's like it's gonna be people that support you, but if like you ain't really supporting yourself and really like putting your heart and your all into you, it's like none of the other stuff even matter. Like that's a good lesson, like something that I'm gonna remember and like keep in, because it's like, bro, like it's crazy, and it's like when you talk about people younger than you doing it, it's like
Yeah.
it's crazy, and it's like people older than you too that
Right.
it's really crazy because it's like you look at it, it's like, man, I can do this so much better. But it's like when you say that, it's like a lot of people complain about what other people be doing and like how they run their businesses and how they run everything. But it's like if you don't complain about it, go do something about it.
Facts. Facts.
It's like you have the mind, you like you are good enough, you have everything within you that you needed, that you ever needed. And
And I
it's
think a lot of that too comes from like childhood. Like we talking about like healing and stuff. Like I learned that too. Like a lot of the stuff that you like experienced as a kid, like that really like affects like your self-worth and your self-esteem and
mm-hmm.
how much you believe in yourself. Cause if you didn't really have parents that like encouraged you and like, stuff like that affects you.
Yeah,
I know some people they didn't have parents that was like really supportive or really like, they made to talk down on them or said different things. So
yeah,
like I be thinking about that too. Like you got to go back and heal certain aspects. And I'm like, I've kind of been getting into that more too, because like growing up, like I was never like that. Like I wasn't a really nostalgic person. I always think about my past. I'm always a more future oriented person. I'm like,
yeah.
all right, what's next? I did this. what's the next thing? I'm always like thinking further ahead.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I've even had some friends of mine that like they like have helped me to realize that like, you gotta like take some time to like, sit down, like heal and like think about your past and like start going to therapy and stuff like that. So you can really like address those things. Cause sometimes those things will still come up,
Oh no, they gonna
stuff
come up
that you went through with
in
your parents,
different
stuff like
ways.
that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it really affects you a lot.
Mm-hmm. Like not, and they show up in different ways. It's like you are like the spitting image of your parents, or
Yeah.
whoever raised you. It's like their mindset gets implanted and
On
transplanted
you.
into you.
Facts.
And it's like if you don't go back and say, "Oh, how did my parents view money? How did my parents view God?"
Right, man. That's a big one.
Yeah, and then like
That's a big one.
y'all's actual interactions and how like it's like if you were open and they were open and like things that they wanted you to do, it's like now I'm really there with you, and it's like it's crazy because like the universe has a hell of a funny sense of humor, man. It's like I've been living on my own since I was 18. I'm 30 now.
Wow, that's
So
crazy.
like when I quit my job 2 years later, I ended up moving back in with my parents, and then like my sister stays here, and then my uncle stays here as well. And so like I moved back so I can live my dreams, so I can live my passions, I can work on what I need to work on, stack my bag. So once I'm ready to go, I'm like fully me and ready. But it's crazy when you live with your parents and your siblings as like when you old. It's
Yeah.
crazy because it's like every single thing that you were triggered by when you were little, it is magnified and it comes up like a
Wow,
motherfucker.
that's
And so
crazy.
like it's like and it's crazy when you talk about healing. It's like I'm healing these relationships, like trying to get my mom back healthy and get my dad healthy and help him with his nonprofit and help my sister, and it's like they're helping me as well grow and to get through these different like traumas and things that we perceive growing up, because it's like I wasn't cool with my siblings until like to really like 4, 5, 6 years ago when my nephew was born. And so it's
Wow,
like you got to sit there and talk with them and rebuild that relationship and like really
that's
heal,
really relatable, man. That's really relatable.
man. And it's like it's crazy. It's like I don't be talking about it too much, but it's like, man, and it's crazy because like the universe is it's funny because it's like I did not want to move back. Like I was living in Dallas for 5 years after I graduated, and then I moved back to
Word.
my hometown in Houston. And then now it's been a wonderful experience. Like, it's been very triggering, but like I had about a year and a half, 2 years here. I'm about ready to dip because yeah,
I feel you.
you get to learn so many lessons by reflecting on your past and like actually talking to people
Yeah,
from your past and like realizing who you were so you can know who you want to be in the future.
right. That's something that I've been realizing too, because like, even me like, moving out and like leaving my parents' crib, like, with the religion and stuff, our relationship dynamic is a lot more different now. You know what I'm saying? They don't really look at me the same. So that's something that I kind of been having to like deal with, because it's like even with my siblings and stuff like that, I could definitely tell they look at me differently now since I left. I'm like a whole different person
You were different.
compared
I
to
was
like
just about to say that you were just a different
I'm a whole
person.
different person than like who I was like a couple years ago. So it's like I could even just like sense that. And I be feeling like, I really want to like, repair our relationship in a lot of ways, but at the same time, like it is a two-way street, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I look at relationships. So it's like you could definitely be doing your utmost to put your effort in, but at the same time, like it's on their side too to be like, all right, we want to, I want to come together and like, fix X, Y, and Z. So like what I've been learning is like, don't put so much pressure on yourself to feel like, you got to fix everything. Cause I do feel like I used to like have that role, especially being an older sibling. But I'm realizing too, like at the end of the day, like, regardless if my family's like super into my life or not, like at the end of the day, like I just want to have just a common ground of respect. Like
Yeah,
you don't gotta like what I do. Well, I don't have to like what you do.
yeah,
But at least like we family, like, I respect what you do. It's
yeah.
all love. That's just like my mentality. That's my approach. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people, they got some really hard, family issues, and they may not talk with their family or whatever. So, but at the same time I understand too, like, life can be short, at least in the physical realm, you know what I'm saying? So like I don't want to ever like go out on bad terms with people. Because it's like, to me, it's just like people fall out over the most meaningless stuff, and then like they pass away, and you're at their funeral, and you're crying, and this, that, and the third.
And then
You
you
know, I'm
hold
like,
on
oh
to that
man,
for the rest of your life.
yeah, like you got to live with that for the rest of your life, instead of you could have just repaired it when they was alive, and you don't feel that sense of like guilt or like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the real thing. I talk to a lot of people, and they feel like, I wish I would have spoke to my mom, or I wish I would have spoke to this, that, and the third. And then like they pass away, and it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's a really good point that you brought up, though.
No, I mean that makes sense, man. It's like we all on our journeys, like like we came here for to get an experience, and it's
Word.
like our families and like our friends, whether they resonate with the frequency or not, they doing the same thing. They're just on their journey, like remembering who they are. It's like, and it's like, it's like just that respect, and like having that love. It's like, give the love and like like I wouldn't say expect it, but it's like keep giving that love, and like I don't know, that's just something I kind of like with my family, because it's like I do feel like I have to fix everything, and I'm the baby. I'm the baby in my family. And so
Right.
like I don't know, it's like I know it's a different dynamic. And so like I don't know, a lot of the
Yeah.
stuff like when you like the youngest, it feels like it's all on you, and it's like it's never that.
That's crazy though, because I'm the oldest, and I feel like that.
I'm sure
I mean,
like
I noticed the dynamic though. The oldest and the youngest, most of the time, usually got to carry most of the weight.
yeah, because everybody like really like it's like when you the oldest, you gotta like grind through a lot of stuff, and like you gotta like you the first to do it. So
You the
it's like
test tube,
yeah,
right? You
you
the
the
first. You
test.
go through everything.
Yeah, and then like as the baby, I'll say from like my perspective, it feels like everybody has already lived their life, already then been conditioned, and then they just are the way they are, and then they just react, they just act, and like it's like you looking at them like
Right.
like you don't really know what's going on, and so it's like it feels like people just like I don't know. For me, it feels like people don't accept you. People don't like want to like I don't know. It's a whole bunch of different ways that it can go, and it's all an illusion of the mind. Like this is the other part that I've been thinking as well. It's like I've been addressing these different relationships and like how I can make them better. And it's like I had to retell the story that retell the story that I created in my mind from past experiences, because it's like even though you feel that way, even though I feel that way or felt that way, like I realized like it was only an illusion. Like it wasn't like how I perceived the experience. It wasn't exactly that, because it's like it's three sides to every story. My side, their side, and
And the
what
truth.
actually happened, and it's like I want to know all the perspectives. So then I can be like, what's my truth now? And so
Mm.
like I took a few like life coaching classes, did some therapy myself, like getting
I
help.
want to start going to therapy too. That's
And
something that's on my list for this year.
getting help is like the most important part. Hiring a coach, a mindset coach, a money coach. Like I didn't taking some life coaching courses. Like I didn't spend tens of thousands of dollars on help, and like taking like little classes and stuff. Like I got I had took this one course with this guy. I don't know if you know Jim Spivey on Twitter,
Nah, I never heard of him.
but he in Houston, he had this program. It's called an IM program. And so like, man, like literally I got to write out all of my thoughts, like all of like everything that was holding me back. And then I got to write out what I wanted my relationships to be like with my mom, with my dad, with God, with myself, with my sister, with my community. Like I had to rewrite it out to like say, this is who I want to be. And then now I have a constant reminder. And that's like the biggest part for me is like having something to remind yourself of the divine being that you are, or the powerful being, or whatever you like to call yourself. Having something like to remind yourself, like this podcast and us talking about this has been an amazing reminder. It's like just kind of feeling uplifted and like tweeting
Right.
about it, and like writing about it, and like getting your loving thoughts about yourself out to the world. And then you have
Right.
something to remember yourself by.
That's real. That's real. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to start checking in and stuff like that. Cause one thing I learned too, like just being on my own is like, you know, kind of like having to like, I guess like reparent myself
Yeah.
in a way. you know what I'm saying? I kind of definitely have learned like, wow, like I have to like actually this is a different level of accountability. Like I realize that like now, like, yo, like this is your life, you know what I'm saying? Nobody else is really making the decisions for you. Like this is your journey. And I
Yeah.
definitely think that's like a big one, you know what I'm saying? I guess like as you know, as you get older and you go through life, but that's something I've learned a lot. Like, accountability is like a really important thing. Because at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, you may have went through certain things when you were younger, but like they say, you may not be responsible for your trauma, but you're responsible for your healing. You're
Ooh,
responsible to like, yeah, that really blew me when I heard that. I was like, yo, that's deep.
that's
Cause
deep.
it's like it makes sense. Cause a lot of stuff that we went through as kids and stuff like that, or the things that we was taught and that we learned, we didn't really have no control. We was
Yeah,
just
no,
like going with the
you a
flow.
sponge. You just a sponge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now that you're older, now it's like, all right, you got to be accountable. So being an adult is, being accountable, being responsible. Like, all right, this is what I went through. Let me start working on this. And, I'm really honestly like per se, like I'm glad I'm connecting with somebody like you because it's just like dope to just like meet other people that kind of just like understand your language in a way. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I'll be trying to have these conversations with other people and I'm like, y'all not really hearing me.
Bro, that literally,
So
literally.
I appreciate that.
For sure, man. Appreciate you, man. Dang, like this been just a dope conversation, man. Just just reminders to like just to heal and to follow my passions and like just to really just take that time to reflect on who it is that I've been, who I am now, and who I want to be.
Word.
Like those questions and asking that of yourself is crucial, man. I'm curious, man. Like I know this is off topic, and like I know like we gonna wrap up soon, but I'm curious,
Cool,
like
cool.
what's some of your like musical like influences and like music you be jamming? Like I don't know why that just came to my mind, but like
That's a good question.
yeah, like
I
what
love
you
talking
be
about music.
jamming?
All right, so man, currently, well, let's say I guess we could do all time first. All time, like my favorite. I listen to a variety of music. Rap, R&B, pop, reggae, electronic. I listen to a little bit of everything. But like I'll probably say rap and R&B are my favorite. So like my favorite rapper ever, J. Cole,
J.
of
Cole.
course. J. Cole, Ye, Drake, who else? Kendrick Lamar,
Yeah.
Childish Gambino, Travis Scott. Who else? Big Sean,
Oh,
Logic.
Sean wanted to go.
Um, who else? It's a lot of other people I can't think off the top of my head.
Yeah,
But
man.
recently, I've been listening to a lot of like Larry
I
June.
knew
He's
you
really
was about to
dope.
say that. I knew you was about to say that. I knew it. I
Yeah,
knew
Larry June is fire.
it.
I like what he raps about.
Yeah.
Who else? Don Kennedy a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
He kind of fell off after that.
Chance the Rapper a little bit.
Yeah,
Kind of just like a little bit of everything to be honest.
for sure.
I like a variety. But that's basically like my main favorites that I've been rocking with. What
Yeah.
about you?
For me, Larry June, he didn't crept into my top five in these last 2 years.
That's crazy.
Larry June definitely in the top five. Mick Jenkins.
Oh yeah, Mick
He is
Jenkins.
one.
I listened to Mick Jenkins a little bit last year. He's nice.
Hey,
He
Mick
slept
Jenkins
on.
one of the goats. Man, slept
He
on.
slept on. Yeah.
Ye, of course, and that's the goat. That's the goat for me. Him and Jay Z, like I heard just
Yeah,
hope they
Jay
just
Z.
come out
Oh
with it.
yeah, Nas.
Yeah,
I forgot a whole bunch of people.
yeah. So like my top five. This is my top five personal. Uh,
Okay.
in no particular. Well, I'll say so. Kanye, Larry June, Mick Jenkins, uh, Big Sean. Did I say Big Sean?
Nah, you didn't say Big Sean.
And then Big Crit.
Big Crit underrated too.
Big Crit, man. I was just man underrated. So that's
Yeah,
my top five, man. Like I listen
that's
to
an
pop.
interesting list.
I like Maroon Five, Imagine Dragons. Uh,
Tame Impala.
uh
You know about Tame Impala?
no, I haven't heard it.
Oh, you gotta check them out. They're like a dope, like alternative type band. They're nice.
Yeah, One Republic. Man, there's so many.
Coldplay.
Coldplay, Daughtry, Nickelback. Like I listen a little bit of everything as well. It's like I like to like listen to good music that influences me in a positive way.
Word.
Like a lot of the music that be super trash out here, and you can see people acting trash because of what they be
Yeah.
listening to. I know you. I knew you listen to like positive and uplifting music just with the vibe, man. So
Word.
I was curious about that because like, and then like it was funny because like when you like pause, I was like, he about to say Larry June.
How did you already know? That's crazy.
Oh
Yeah, I've
no.
been rocking. One of my friends put me on him last year when I went to LA. She played a song by him, and I was like, oh, he's nice. Cause I'm the type of person like like I'm not really super like particular. Like if it sounds good or like if I like it,
Yeah.
then like I'll give the artist a chance. I'm like, all right, you play this one song, all right, let me go check out their discography and I'll just go listen to like some of their other albums. So Larry June, she played that one song, forgot the name of it. She played a song by him, and I was like, oh, this is nice. So then like on the flight back, I was just looking through all his projects and I listened to his music. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he's nice. Like, I like what he be rapping about and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's dope.
Yeah, that's how it was my little cousin. I had went to go visit him one weekend and he was just playing June. He had like a June mix and he was just going through the songs. I was just like, wow, with this?
Man, be rapping about smoothies, yo.
Bro, he made drinking smoothies cool. Like, you
He
know
made
how
drinking
long I've been
smoothies
telling
cool,
people to
yo.
drink smoothies? I've been telling people to drink smoothies for like the last like 5 years, 5, 6 years, bro. And
Yeah,
then
that's my thing now, man.
June come out with the smoothies. I'm like,
That's
I'm
my
fucking,
thing now.
I'm
Oh
fucking.
yeah, Wiz Khalifa too. I
Oh
forgot
yeah,
to throw him
Wiz
up there.
Khalifa. Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
currency too. I saw
Currency.
listening to currency. Andre 2000, Nas, Outkast really just in general.
Yeah,
But
it's some dope
Nas for
artists,
sure.
man.
Nas is nice.
Yeah,
I probably would pick Nas over Jay Z. I
Nas.
like Jay Z a lot too though. But I'll pick Nas over Jay.
I might be a little biased with Jay-Z. Me and him got the same birthday, and so
Oh, y'all both Sag.
yeah,
Our
man.
birthday just
So
passed.
what'd you say?
I say your birthday just passed, right?
Yeah, so like, man, he got this song called December 4th. I play that mug
Right.
every birthday.
Oh,
It's
that
on the
is your
Black
birthday,
album.
December 4th. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's
Yep.
on the Black album, man, bro.
You know what I noticed too though? Like all the best rappers are like, well, some of the best rappers are Geminis. I'm a Gemini.
Yeah. Oh,
Kanye,
I know Kanye.
Kendrick, Andre 3000, Tupac. Who else is Gemini? I'm trying to think.
That's some heavy hitters right there. That's a nice little.
Yeah, all of them were Geminis, yo. They just got away with words.
Yeah, like it's a few like I got a couple in mind. Like I got at least two that's gonna be pretty live. So I got Jay-Z and Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx is a Sag? That
Jamie
makes sense.
Foxx, yeah. And he got like
He's hella versatile
yeah,
though.
he's super versatile, like cold.
Facts.
Yeah, man. But appreciate you for coming through, man. This was definitely a dope conversation. So as we wrap up, let everybody know where they can find you at, man.
Cool, cool. So y'all can follow me on IG and Twitter. My IG, my Twitter handle is the same. So it's basically Alonzo Vibes, ALONZOVIBEZ _23. And then on my Instagram, you can find my chef page and you can also find my edible page. So and then my Twitter is basically the same. You can find my edible page on my Twitter bio. I also do have a podcast as well too. I could probably just send you the links and
Yeah,
everything that you could put in the bio.
I got you.
But what else I wanted to say? Oh yeah, too. So I also am in Atlanta, Georgia. So I don't know if you got any listeners in Atlanta, but I do meal preps as well. I do meal preps and I have a cooking class every single Sunday. So I teach people how to make different recipes. It's like $10 every Sunday. I do meal preps. I got my pricing and all that stuff on my page. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Man, go and tap into the vibes. Go grab some of these vegan edibles. I know I'm about to cop me some soon. Go
For
tap
sure.
into the love vibrations, man. He dropped gems as well, man. So go follow Lonnie, man. Tap in.
For
Appreciate
sure.
y'all for taking y'all precious time and energy to listen to us, man. Really hope y'all got something out of it, some healing, some love, some divinity. Go get some
Gang.
go get some money, go follow your
Facts.
passions, live your dreams. Like, don't let nobody stop you from, like, don't let yourself stop you from living your passions and manifesting the reality that you want, man.
Facts.
See y'all next time.
Peace.
All right.